In the lection before, you learned all the steps you need to follow to create your own AI influencer. In this, for safe for work content. And in this lection, it's all about not safe for work content because you need exactly that spicy content for a fan view account. And how you do that, we will see as usual on my screen. So let's go. How to create not safe for work content with TensorRT and focus. That's the subject of this big lection. And before we do that, I would like to do a little distinction. So on the left side, we see safe for work content. These are basically normal images of people. In this case, a AI girl I created. And you see she's basically dressed. There's not too much nudity. And you could open up these images at your workplace without getting into trouble. And on the right hand side, you see not safe for work images. These are images which are not appropriate to open up, for example, at your workplace without getting into trouble. Obviously, I censored the intimate parts, but I guess you get the point. And in this lection, we will learn how to create exactly the type of images you see on the right hand side. Good, with that being said, let's jump into it. But first I want to show you some rules I have to respect to be able to publish this course here on Udemy. First, I can't show you intimate details of the images, which is quite obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be able to show the course here on the platform. And secondly, I can't be too explicit in the prompts and the words in these prompts I use to create not safe for work content. But I will describe the process in a way you still can follow it and you still will be able to do this totally on your own. Secondly, I will provide some example prompts in the download sections. Maybe some words are a little bit censored, but you will be totally able to still get the idea what I want to say in the prompt. And thirdly, if you still have questions, feel free to drop me a message. Good. With that being said, let's jump into some general advice regarding AI not safe for work content. And the first point is you know now how to write prompts and to generate in general AI images of your model, so just be a little bit creative. There's not a big difference between safe for work and not safe for work content. And if you're a little bit creative, I'm sure you get the point. It's basically just removing the clothing. The second point is get inspired by some Reddit posts or also the gallery in Civet AI, because there are some Reddit subreddits where people post images and also the prompts and base models they used to create the images. And in Civet AI, it's the same. You will see the prompt and the base models and the LoRa's used to do that. And I will link this down in the download section so you can have a closer look on that. But be warned, there's a lot of not safe for work content. If you don't want to see that, better don't click onto the link. The next point you have to understand is that especially the 1,000 intimate parts of a woman are the most difficult parts of a body to create for an AI software. Why is that? If you look at a person in general, the face more or less looks always the same, and also the body, but the intimate parts, especially the 1,000 intimate parts of a woman, are quite different. And this is just nature, but it's quite difficult for an AI to understand how this body part should look. So just keep that in mind, that it's in general the most difficult parts. There are some tricks you can do, which we'll come to later. The next point is that if you find a good prompt that works and that delivers you great results, use it again and again. Save it and just change it a little bit to get different images, but it's basically the same prompt. The next point is that there are specific LoRa's you can use, especially to create the intimate parts of humans, AI generated humans, and not safe for work content in general. And I can tell you there are hundreds and thousands of LoRa's on Civet AI regarding intimate parts and not safe for work content. So you will definitely find what you're looking for there. And with these LoRa's, it's easier to create the intimate parts of a woman or of a man. The next advice I would like to give you is to avoid close-up shots of the intimate parts of a woman or a man. Why is that? Because the more you zoom in on an image like this, the more important are the details. And it's very difficult for the AI to create these intimate parts again and again exactly the same. And that is why I would avoid to post a lot of close-up shots, because people will be able to tell the difference, and then it's a little bit destroying the illusion of a real human being. So just keep that in mind. The next point you should keep in mind is to avoid complex poses. For example, if you just tell the software, I want to have a back shot on her knees or something like that. You give the AI software a lot of freedom to make that happen, and trust me, the AI software knows exactly what you want to see. But if you say, I want to have the legs behind the head and twisted and turned, it's very difficult and you probably get a very messed up result. And keep in mind, there are also LoRa's for specific positions in the bedroom. So there's literally a LoRa for everything. The next point is a little bit similar. If you want a backshot of a model, you should exclude the words in the prompt that describe the front, for example, the breasts. This can also increase the quality, and the same goes for a frontal shot. Because if you, for example, describe in the prompt in every detail how the face should look like, but also how her butt should look like, the software tries to include the perfect face and the perfect butt in one image, and this can result in very strange images like a twisted body, and it just looks horrible. Don't do it. The next advice I would like to give you is to test a lot if you use LoRa's or different base models, because it's always a unique combination between your prompt, the base model, and the LoRa. And to make this perfect, you have to test a lot. And I can definitely give you that advice, because most LoRa's are not plug and play solutions where you just load the LoRa and you get a perfect result. You still have to test a little bit. But in this course, I will also give you some examples and also some recommendations regarding the settings of LoRa's. And the last point I want to give you in this general section about not safe for work content is to find a base model that already delivers great results. Because if you already are quite close at the final result after the first generation of the image, you avoid a lot of inpainting and editing, and you save a lot of time. And as you need a ton of content for your AI model, you should think of efficiency from the start. So now we learned a lot about not safe for work content in general and how to create it. And in the next lections, we will learn how to do this with TensorRT and also with the tool Focus. So stay tuned.